Welcome to PT Live. The subject of today's session is Polish-Dutch business relations. Did you know that Holland is the biggest international investor in Poland? I don't think many people know that. I'm delighted to have with me Mr. Ron van Dartel, who's ambassador of the Kingdom of Netherlands to Poland and Belarus. Welcome, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you.
I'd like to start just to get a little bit a sense of who you are and where you're coming from. What's your history? What's your personal history with Poland? And maybe a little bit about your background in your career.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's logical. I was born in the Netherlands, but looking at my active career, I worked 17 years for the Ministry of Economic Affairs in The Hague, and then I went to Foreign Affairs. I was involved from both ministries a lot in European developments. I'm now 17 years serving abroad, and I was always active in Central East European countries, so I also observed a lot of transition processes, and I came here after I was ambassador to Moscow.
Oh, really? And when did you first come to Poland?
Oh, that's long ago. It was already before, and I knew it also the 3 years in Moscow, because I regularly traveled from Moscow to The Hague, and Warsaw was the place where I was sleeping on my way.
Really? Okay, great. Well, listen, going to the main part of the of this interview, I mentioned at the beginning that the Netherlands is the biggest country investor in Poland. Of course, the facts and figures are always a little bit more complicated. Is that the case?
Well, first of all, it's the case that it's more complicated. Because it has to do with the fact that we have a lot of head offices of international companies in the Netherlands. Now and then I'm congratulated with the good results of the Dutch company IKEA. So you see a lot of investment from international companies via the Netherlands, but let me say we are globally one of the biggest investors in the world, and as far as Poland is concerned, if you take overall investment of the last years in Poland, we are belonging to the top.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of what factors attract Dutch investors to Poland?
Well, let me say. Of course, it's a nearby, interesting market. It's part of the European Union, giving the certainty and also trade without restrictions in a lot of export markets. So that's one part of the story. But on the other hand, it's also interesting that it also has the characteristics of an emerging market still. It has a high economic growth, 5%. It has the interest of the government and the people to develop it, which means they want to look for new initiatives, innovation. And the last remark, of course, available. That's now and then a problem, but good, well-trained workforce with ability, interest to work. And you can see even nowadays, partly our investors are looking for the Polish people to work for them in Poland, but you can see that they're even looking for the Polish people working for them in the Netherlands, having almost 200,000 people working in the Netherlands.
Well, you mentioned innovation, and this is obviously a buzzword in many cases, but it is vital for healthy economic development. And the Netherlands is famous for being an innovative economy. Poland wants to be. It wants to attract more innovative investment. But many people think that this is only skin deep. What's your perspective on this? Do you see the Polish government, do you see Polish business trying to get more innovative? And can the Netherlands maybe contribute in some way?
Let me first of all say make some remarks about innovative economies. And we have some experience being number 2 at the global list of innovative countries. If you want to be an innovative country, you have to make your choices. You have to look at where you can see the perspectives, where you can be competitive, and you can't develop in all the sectors there are new innovation, new research and development. So you have to make your choices. And second, I would say, it is, you can only be innovative in an open environment. You need to have the input of innovative developments in your country, and you can't do it only by yourself. You need to use the programs in Brussels to develop new inventions, and those programs also are based on cooperation between companies from different member states. So there I say you only can do it in an open environment. You have to make your choices, and it should be based on cooperation, and there again you have to make the choices where you are able to develop new inventions yourself. So that also shows that you have to cooperate, and there I would say there are very many sectors where we could cooperate and where we are cooperating. Mentioning two where we are strong from the beginning, agriculture. If you look at the Netherlands, we are a second world exporter of agricultural products with a rather small territory. It shows how important innovative solutions are. Before you ask the question, number one is US as far as exports are concerned, but with a bit smaller territory, I would say. A second way you see that we made from our weakness our strength is water. We always say water is our enemy and our partner, and we developed a lot of water technology to first of all to survive ourselves in our country. It's getting more and more important again, and we were able to develop it as an export product. We are very active in water cooperation with this country, with Poland, and giving you only one other example, I think if you look at climate and everything that's linked with climate, there we have a lot of fields to cooperate, and where we are starting cooperation already.
Well, as you say, to have an innovative economy, you need an open country, open economy. Do you find Poland open enough in terms of doing business? And what sort of feedback do you get from Dutch business people and Dutch investors about working in Poland?
First of all, the feedback I get overall is very positive. As I said, it's a country nearby. Poland is part of the European Union. They have 5% economic growth. They are, of course, part of the internal market and all the programs. You can see also the positive influence of the structural funds that's increasing the growth and also giving an impulse to infrastructure and other developments. So these are all positive developments. If I would mention some critical aspects, I think you have to look very carefully at your investment climate. There I would say developments in the rule of law and discussion about it. It's not almost always helpful because investors want to have certainty. So there I'm seeing some worries. Of course, what's interesting is the role of Poland in the Eurozone, and I get a lot of questions from our investors.
What do you tell them when they ask you about the Eurozone?
That I really don't know, and that's the decision of the Polish government because they are responsible.
Okay. And what about the future? I know next week there is the annual economic forum between the two countries in The Hague. I was there a couple of years ago and it was very dynamic. What about that in the context of future Polish-Dutch business relations?
Well, first of all, it's an important event. Minister Emilovic will come to the Netherlands. She will have talks with our ministers. You mentioned several times innovation, and innovation is the main topic of the event. And what's most important, a lot of companies from both countries will meet each other, not only the big companies, but also small and medium-sized companies. And I hope and expect that it once again will be an impulse for our cooperation.
Okay. And maybe as a final comment, do you travel around the country a lot? What do you pick up about Poland now and in the future from your own perspective of traveling around and talking to different people?
Let me first of all say, when I came to Poland, I was really surprised how it's developing. And if you travel around the country, you can see all the infrastructural works, which of course are a good combination of Polish initiative and European support. I travel to a lot of cities. What's interesting, that they are very nice cities, but also you see a lot of historical ties between the Netherlands and Poland. Gdansk is of course one of my favorites because you can see our common history at every corner. And what I like here, after my trip through Europe and a lot of countries outside Europe, that I'm now back in the European Union and that I see how the economic development and the transition in Poland is functioning in practice.
Okay, well, thank you very much. It's very interesting to get an insight on such an important investor in Poland. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.